So what I'm going to do is enable the feeds module through Drush, which will download and install job schedule as part of that. And then we'll come back here and enable the additional modules. So I'm going to hop over to Drush and I'm going to type drush en feeds. It says it requires job scheduler. And so I'm going to type Y. And it says there's no recommended release for the project job scheduler. Now a recommended release is one that's highlighted in green on the downloads page of a Drupal project. So you can see here that the green one here is Alpha 7. So when we downloaded feeds, it downloaded Alpha 7. For job scheduler, there's not a recommended release. If we pull up the project page, I'm going to do a search for Drupal and job scheduler, and I'll click on the first result here. You can see that there's a recommended release for version 6 of Drupal, but 7 is in yellow, which means that it's not officially recommended. It's the only release for Drupal 7 except for the development release. You can see that development releases have a background of red, indicating that they could be potentially dangerous. Now we've talked about what a development release is in earlier videos, but really quick, the idea of a development release is that it's the latest bundle of any modifications that have been made to the module. And unlike any other release, it can change. So if you download this development release today, the one that you download tomorrow, even though it has the same name, may be entirely different. You can also get a sense of the differences between the development release and the latest release by looking at the release date. So you can see that both of these were actually released on the same day. The development release and the Alpha 3 release was on May 8th, 2012 for both of them. So the differences between the two, if there are any, are going to be pretty small. So we're going to play it safe and go with Alpha 3 for now. So if we go back to Drush, where we have the option to choose which version we're going to download, we're going to download the third version, which is supported, just not recommended yet. So we're going to type 2. Okay, so it went ahead and downloaded that, and now it says that the following extensions will be enabled: feeds and job scheduler, and we'll type Y. Okay, so feeds was enabled successfully. And if we go back to our modules listings page in the browser, I'm going to refresh the page and click on feeds again. You see we have feeds enabled, and now we can enable the additional feeds modules as well. So I'm going to check feeds admin UI and feeds import, and then click save configuration.